the news tonight, Ondo State government sets up palliatives committee to cushion subsidy removal effects. Top Ondo bureaucrats insist governance on course in Sunshine State. Senate confirms appointment of service chiefs. And from the foreign scene, United Nations Human Rights Commission passes resolution on religious hatred. Welcome and thanks for joining us on the news tonight. I am Jane, I know. And now let's begin with Ondo State. The state government has constituted a palliatives committee to cushion the consequential effect of fuel subsidy removal on residents of the state. Briefing journalists at the end of the State Executive Council meeting, the Commissioner for Economic Planning and Budget, Pastor Emmanuel Ibasan, assured residents that government will continue to place premium on their welfare. The commissioner said the government is aware of the hardship caused by the fuel subsidy and promised quick intervention.
The impact on our people across all sectors, and the council decided to constitute a state committee of palliative and subsidy removal for the state under the chairmanship of the chief of staff, comprising other members such as head of service, finance commissioner, my humble self, the special advisor on education, the special advisor on transport, the chairman of the state internal revenue service, the AC union matters, and the permanent secretary of Ministry of Economic Planning and Budget is to serve as the secretary of that state committee. And we commiserate with our people for the hardship that has been imposed upon them due to the removal of the fuel subsidy regime and the flexible exchange rate, which has pushed the price beyond the limit of many of us, and everybody is involved. There is no one that is exempted from the consequential fiscal headwinds that we face today in our country. The chairman will soon convene a meeting of this all-important state committee to estimate the fiscal surplus and what we accrue to the state from the Federation of the palliative. We all recall that Mr. President has written to the House for a loan of 500 billion, but no one knows what will come to the state yet. But we can assure our people that as much as we protect the vulnerable, also those that are not so vulnerable will also be touched, and everybody will be touched at the end of the day. So we appeal for calmness, we appeal for patience, and we appeal for understanding that it's going to be a holistic approach that the state will come up with that will be to the benefit of everybody.
Is governance paralyzed in Ondo State due to the absence of Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu? This is one question that has generated diverse reactions, with some described as comments by mischief makers portraying the state as being grounded with the intention to heat up the politics. In this report, OSRC Zaid Arabi Salah speaks to top government officials who say governance is on course towards achieving the redeemed agenda of the current administration.
While it is no longer news that Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu is recuperating from the health challenge which has kept him from official duties, several unsubstantiated reports and criticisms have centered around governance in Ondo State being grounded due to his absence. Governor Akeredolu had, in accordance with Chapter 6, Part 2, Section 190 of the 1999 Constitution, transmitted power to his deputy, Lucky Ayedatiwa, while away on medical treatment abroad. The State House of Assembly was also adequately communicated in writing. This ordinarily should not have caused any misgiving, yet there are some whom it is believed are profiting from the absence of the governor, as they say governance is grounded in Ondo State. This, however, has raised the curiosity of members of the public, including Osrc, which is the watchdog of society. Secretary to the state government, Princess Oladuniodu, who noted that there has been constant communication with Governor Akeredolu, refuted claims that the state is grounded.
The acting governor is actually acting for Mr. Governor. And this is not the first time. If you have been in this state, this is the fourth time he's acting. Mr. Governor goes on leave. He goes on his vacation every year. And the acting governor acts. And acting governor acted in those years. He still acted from April 3rd to April 29th this year for Mr. Governor when he was on vacation to Canada. He still acted. Now, what is different in this one? If he has been acting as acting governor before. So what is different? I just see that people just want to make noise over nothing. So the people out there who are peddling these stories are not helping government. In government, everything is going on. If people out there are trying to create some mischief or whatever, we are focused. It's one government under Akiti. There are no silos. We have a redeemed agenda, the 8-point agenda, and that's what we are all following. Nothing, no distraction for us. We are focused.
The Chief of Staff to Governor Akeredolu, Olugbengale, affirmed that every request received on his desk are processed to the acting governor and disproved the theory that governance has hit a brick wall in the state.
I can beat my chest and say things are working. For instance, one thing that we look at is the state of our projects. I know the projects are running. The road projects we are having in the state, there are certain things that SUBEB has to do. We got a letter from SUBEB on the activities which the acting governor is already attending to. In the health sector, we have some challenges which our attention has been drawn, and the acting governor is also attending to that. Almost on daily basis, as long as it's necessary, it speaks with him, and they talk. For example, I personally spoke with the governor shortly before we got in here today. Communication is flowing. Governance has now grounded. No, it is not so. It's not fair. It's not fair. We work every day. There are times, despite the fact that the governor is not at home, there are times I stay here till 6, 7. And I know ditto for the SSG, the head of service, and the acting governor, those of us who are working with the governor in the secretariat here.
The chairman, Osrc Media Group, Mr. Kunle Adebayo, said government structures and processes continue to function properly under the leadership of the acting governor.
Those of us who are serious-minded, who are looking towards serving the people of the state, who are loyal to the government of Ondo State, who are extremely loyal to the governor, and who are loyal to the man he has appointed to act on his behalf, we are focusing, we are directing our energy towards delivery of welfare and security for the people, which are the directive principles of government. My advice to the people is to regard the indisposability of the governor at this point as a temporary delay. Anybody can be sick, anybody can have headache, anybody can have stomach pain, anybody can have fever. and anybody can go to the hospital and anybody can be well. They should continue. All of us should continue to wish our governor well, to pray for him every time of the day, to remember him in our prayers and to wish him well, because it is in our best interest if he comes back as quickly as possible, so that the intensity, the vigor, and the emotional attachment that he has to the development of this state can continue at the very good speed that we have been witnessing before. I want to tell them that Oluwarotimi Akeredolu's SAN, Governor of Ondo State, is going to come back, and is going to come back stronger than he ever was.
The top government officials will noted that Ondo State has been #1 in advancing the cause of fairness and transparency in government, called on people of the state to continue to support the governor through prayers. Sahida Ribisala, OSRC News.
The Ondo State government has ordered the release of impounded motorcycles seized by the Amotekun Corps for defaulting the ban on the use of motorcycle after 6 in the evening. A statement by the Special Advisor to Governor Akeredolu's Security Matters and Amotekun Commander Adetunji Adelaye said the Ondo State government has approved the release of the motorcycles after payment of 10,000 naira to the Board of Internal Revenue. According to Adelaye, the release of the impounded motorcycles is open to those who had their motorcycles registered before they were impounded and will end on the 25th of July 2023. He said evidence of ownership and particulars should be provided at the command headquarters of Amotekun Corps, Alagbaka, before payment. The special advisor also restated that the ban on the use of motorcycle beyond 6 p.m. is still in force, and any further violation shall attract permanent forfeiture to government. And away from Ondo State, the chairman of the All Progressives Congress APC in Ekiti State, Paul Omotosho, who was kidnapped by gunmen along the Messi Ekiti Agbado Ekiti Road last Saturday, has regained freedom. Reports say Omotosho was freed on Wednesday night and has reunited with his family. The police public relations officer, Ekiti State Command Sunday Abutu, who confirmed Omotosho's release, said that 3 suspects had been arrested in connection with his abduction and are supplying useful information that could lead to the arrest of the prime suspects, who are currently at large. The police spokesman said this breakthrough was made possible through the combined efforts of the police, other sisters agencies, local security outfits, and family members, as well as the Ekiti State government. In the meantime, President Bola Tinubu has asked the Senate to amend the 2022 Supplementary Appropriation Act and approve a request for obtaining a loan facility of $800 million from the World Bank to finance the National Safety Net program of the federal government. The president's request was contained in a letter read by Senate President Godswill Akpabio at plenary. In the letter sent to the Senate, the president said the $800 million loan facility is intended to support poor Nigerians and will be disbursed to poor households across the country. He said the facility is an extension of the unconditional cash transfer being implemented by the federal government. Meanwhile, the House of Representatives has approved the request of President Bola Tinubu for an amendment to the 2022 Appropriation Act to allow the federal government take 500 billion naira for palliatives to Nigerians to cushion the pains of subsidy removal. The House at the Committee of Supply approved the president's request after contributions by members of the House who called for proper utilization of the funds for the purpose it was meant for. President Bola Tinubu says democracy must be nurtured and sustained for Nigeria and the rest of Africa to make genuine progress and development. The president, who received leaders of the Senate led by its president, Godswill Akpabio, to congratulate him on his emergence as chairman of the ECOWAS Authority of Heads of State and Government, said Nigeria must send the right signal to the rest of the world. The president said his election to chair the body of the 16 West African heads of government was unexpected and unanimous, adding that it was a call to service that requires more hard work. President Tinubu pledged not to let Nigerians down in the discharge of his responsibilities in spite of the current challenges. Senator Akpabio in his speech said the re-election of President Tinubu during his first outing with the regional body was a testament to the high esteem in which his colleagues hold him. Akpabio said National Assembly will continue to support the president to deliver on his mandate and accomplish his vision for a more prosperous Nigeria. In the same vein, the lawmaker representing Anambra South Senatorial District, Ifeanyi Abba Uba, said Southeast leaders are set to meet with President Bola Tinubu to discuss possibility of releasing Nnamdi Kanu. The leader of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, has been in detention for about 2 years now. Uba, who believes Kanu's release will help reduce insecurity in the southeast geopolitical zone, noted that Kanu's release is part of the discussion to put on table once they are able to get into talks with the president. He maintained that there is a connection between releasing the IPOB leader and the state of security in the southeast. You're watching the news at 7. We'll take a quick break. When we return, we'll serve you more stories. Please stay with us.
A peak protein breakfast gets you up to a great day. How do I know? Because my daddy goes through his work feeling good and always with a smile. Mommy is always filled with confidence. My sister is always in tune. And for me, learning new things becomes absolute fun. That's because all day and every day, the peak goes on.
Start your day with a Peak Protein Breakfast. Peak. Reach for your peak.
Welcome to Buckingham Parks and Gardens, the epitome of standard and luxury living. Nested amidst nature's beauty, this exquisite real estate development offers you comfort, elegance, and tranquility. Convenience and accessibility are paramount at Buckingham Parks and Gardens. Children from field and recreational centers are not excluded in this world-class aesthetic estate situated at Aisu Road, Owodiede, Oshogbo in Osun State. Don't miss your chance to be a part of this extraordinary community. Contact our sales team today at Buckingham Parks and Garden. Your dream home awaits you.
Adron Homes.
Building cities, communities, and homes.
Win an all-expense-paid trip to Disneyland in the Indomie Golden Magnet promo. To participate, just buy the Indomie 70-gram pack and look for the magnet inside. Log into www.indomie.ng/Golden Magnet promo to fill in your details and enter your unique magnet code. All the Golden Magnet winners will get to experience the wonders of Disneyland. Silver Magnet winners stand a chance to win amazing prizes. Every pack of Indomie you buy comes with your favorite Indomitable magnet. Terms and conditions apply. Indomie, tasty nutrition, good for you.
Take it from me, the mind-blowing way to do things is the Glow LTE advanced way. When you stream, it's like you're in the drama itself. When you make calls, you reach where others can't. Coffee! Doing business is like running Wall Street from your street. And when you play,
I did beat you guy. We'll see about that.
It's like traveling the world without moving an inch.
Is that Toby in your room?
You can download in the blink of an eye in 4K.
Go, go.
And when you go for your dreams, It's like running with the strength of 3 nations behind you.
Glow LTE Advanced, the power of 3 data networks in one. Get a Glow SIM or dial *301#.
Win an all-expense-paid trip to Disneyland in the Indomie Golden Magnet promo. To participate, just buy the Indomie 70-gram pack and look for the magnet inside. Log into www.indomie.ng/Golden Magnet promo to fill in your details and enter your unique magnet code. All the Golden Magnet winners will get to experience the wonders of Disneyland. Silver Magnet winners stand a chance to win amazing prizes. Every pack of Indomie you buy comes with your favorite indomitable magnet. Terms and conditions apply. Indomie, tasty nutrition, good for you.
Iskini, báwo la ti fẹ́ sanwó ni?
Farabalẹ̀.
1,000. We go wash play tire o.
Farabalẹ̀ now.
Madam, èló lówó wa?
Brother, na 3,005.
Màá fún yín ní owó pé káàdì Glo ẹlẹ́gbẹ̀rún 10,000.
Oh yeah.
Bring your phone.
Ha! 10,000.
1,000 naira credit. Now you turn to 10,000.
No. All of us don't know about Glo Berekete. Ní ìlọ́po mẹ́wàá nísìnyí.
Ṣé o ti gbọ́? Ìlọ́po mẹ́wàá ló máa gbà lórí iyekíye tó o bá rà sórí ohun ìpè Glo Berekete 10 times rẹ.
I told you. Now what go tell?
You're welcome back from that break. You can watch us live on our website www.osrc.ng or follow us on Facebook at OSRC TV. And on YouTube, you can subscribe to our channel, OSRC TV Ondo. And now to the rest of the bulletin. The Senate has confirmed the nomination of service chiefs newly appointed by President Bola Tinubu. This followed the screening of the top brass by the upper chamber. President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, said during the closed-door session that the service chiefs answered questions on defense-related matters and topical issues. The service chiefs confirmed are Major General C.G. Musa as Chief of Defense Staff, Major General T.A. Lagbaja, Chief of Army Staff, Rear Admiral E.A. Ogala, named Chief of Naval Staff, and Air Vice Marshal H.B. Abubakar as Chief of Air Staff. Nigerian leaders have been urged to be truthful in their dealings with the people towards engendering trust in leadership. Callers on OSRC Sunshine 96.5 FM Alalaye Current Affairs Program Akbiro noted that until Nigerians trust the leadership, development will be difficult. One of the callers, Mrs. Ajewale from Akure, recommended that leaders should not deceive their followers but keep to their promises at all times. Another caller urged government to reduce the cost of governance by encouraging part-time political engagement. The creative and inventive spirit of Nigerians has continued to cushion the effect of continuous increases in price of goods and services. With the recent hike in the price of petrol, Nigerians are beginning to look at cutting costs. While many no longer go out with their personal cars, many are resorting to converting their petrol-powered electricity generating set to the far cheaper liquefied petroleum gas, LPG, better known as cooking gas. OSRC's Joy Pius spoke with some stakeholders on the development and now reports.
Recent developments arising from the removal of petrol subsidy have led to the hike in pump price of petrol and have increased the rate of conversion of petrol generators to liquefied petroleum gas. In view of these developments, many Nigerians and businesses have resorted to converting their petrol-powered generators to run on cooking gas. These businessmen in Akure Metropole, Blessing Ademujimi and Shedrack Ogumokun, who have long converted their generators from petrol to cooking gas, said it is economical because it is cheaper compared to the current price of petrol.
In a day, we used to use 5 liters every day. Yes, that's how we use it every day. But when we start using gas, we use 3 kg in a day. That 2 kg now, we buy a kg of gas 560. So and we're doing nothing like 9. It was on like 9 hours in a day. So before we used to use like 5 liters every day. Because there is difference between the gas and the petrol. So we prefer using the gas than the petrol.
When the subsidy was removed, it was 5,000 naira per day, which I use 5,000 naira worth of fuel per day. But now me using gasoline, gas of 5,000 naira, I use it 2 days, sometimes 2 days and a half, and I still take it home. I still take the cylinder home for my domestic use. So some people said it is dangerous, hazardous, stuff like that. But you know, everything in life is all about risk.
Experts have welcomed the innovation, saying the idea presents cost-saving benefits to consumers over the long term, adding that with the involvement of new technology, there is need for Nigerians to adapt to change.
You spend more when you're using petrol to power generator than when you're using gas. But apart from the cost aspect of it, the emission from the generator that is using LPG is cleaner. It doesn't have more emissions.
If you can handle your cooking gas conveniently, you can handle your generator using gas conveniently. So, you know, technology is dynamic. You can't be static. People are using diesel before. Gradually, they are shifting out, making use of gas engine to power the high rate generator, heavy duty generator. Now, if an individual house, if you are gradually moving from that petrol engine to gas engine, it's more cheaper and it's more advisable.
When asked about the safety of running generator on cooking gas, they addressed the perceived risk associated with using liquefied petroleum gas for generators, emphasizing that LPG, when handled properly, is as safe to use as petrol.
If you can maintain your cooking gas successfully, you can maintain it successfully. It's not advisable because of the heat that we're generating that you place it side by side. Unless you keep it a little meter. You have a hose, keeping it like less than a meter, it's okay.
You don't put the generator in a confined space. It must be outside. And that's number one, because of the emissions now. Now, if the generator is outside and the gas is outside, you know, even if there is any challenge, you see that there is dispersion of the gas because of the action of air. But the system must be leak-proof as much as possible. The regulator must be well intact, and at the same time, too, the valves and every control, the pipe should be well connected. Because when you have gas leakage, then you see that even the person is losing economically because you are losing money. So the connection must be well and be intact, and it is well regulated. Then you buy the quality hybrid carburetor.
Despite assurances from stakeholders that installing cooking gas into generators is safe, the need for residents of a state to only employ qualified technicians to convert their generators was also emphasized. Joy Pius, OSRC News.
The Federal Capital Territory High Court, Abuja, has issued a 1-week ultimatum to the Department of State Security Service, DSS, to either charge the detained suspended Governor of Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, Godwin Emefiele, to court or set him free. Justice Hamza Muazu issued the order while delivering ruling in a fundamental human rights suit instituted against the DSS and others by Emefiele. The judge said Emefiele has not shown that his arrest and investigation is unlawful, but noted that it is within his rights to get fair hearing, stating that the suspended CBN governor cannot remain in detention without a formal charge. Justice Muazu held that the DSS has power to carry out its constitutional duties of making arrest, detain, and ensuring prevention of internal crime, but however said that such duties must be carried out within the law. And still on the foreign scene, the UN Human Rights Council has adopted a resolution condemning the burning of the Quran in Sweden last month. The council passed a motion brought by Pakistan, which labeled the incident as an incitement of religious hatred. And our sports Super Falcons coach, Randy Waldrum, is banking on the prowess of Barcelona feminine and Atletico Madrid feminine forwards Azizat Oshoala and Rashidat Ajibade as the team begins its 2023 Women's World Cup campaign against Canada on July 21. Nigeria is in Group B with co-hosts Australia, Canada and the Republic of Ireland in their 9th appearance at the World Cup. Having not missed any of the previous editions of the tournament, the team is out to make a statement with an improved performance in Australia and New Zealand. Nigeria's best performance at the World Cup was reaching the quarterfinals in 1999. To surpass their previous achievements, head coach Waldrum talked up the importance of Oshoala and Rashidat, who are likely to form the Falcons' attack along with returnee Desire Okparanozie. The American coach also hailed Ajibade, who scored 10 goals for her club in the Spanish women's top division last season. And now to we're in the news at 7, a quick look at the major stories. The Ondo State Executive Council has set up a palliatives committee to cushion the effects of the fuel subsidy removal on residents of the state. Briefing journalists at the end of the State Executive Council meeting, the Commissioner for Economic Planning and Budget, Pastor Emmanuel Ibason, assured residents that government will continue to place premium on their welfare. We also mentioned to you that top civil servants in Ondo State have dismissed insinuations during the round that the medical leave of Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu had been affecting governance in the Sunshine State. While commending residents for their support, they urged them on more prayers for the governor's safe return. The Senate has confirmed the names of acting service chiefs sent to the hallowed chambers by President Bola Tinubu. And from the foreign scene, we mentioned also to you that the United Nations Human Rights Commission has passed a resolution on religious hatred following the reported burning of Holy Quran in Sweden. And that makes it a wrap on the news at 7. Thank you very much for watching. Have a good evening.